Lofi Poli Sci coming at you. Michael Pickering here, talking about our famous question: what's going on in the world today? And it's 1 week to elections, people. That's right, U.S. midterm elections are just around the corner. So I thought, why not do a bit of something special? 2 things, really. Next week we'll be dropping a top 10 places with elections going on. And we're going to drop it on election day. So check out that next Tuesday. But this week, all week long, each day, I'll be releasing one of 5 picks of mine for election music. Best election music. And I know that sounds so weird and nerdy. That's probably never been said before. But you'll catch on. Every day I'll drop a person or a band's name, and you'll see if you can guess which song of theirs I'm going to pick. And then later I'll post it up on Lofi Poli Sci Podcast Instagram, and you can check out the song for yourself. And first, to kick things off, first one. Let me just put a little perspective of my mentality while thinking about these things in music. When I think of American elections, U.S. elections, I think the U.S. government. I think people waving flags, American flags, and talking about patriotism. And I think of one person who, in my opinion, revolutionized the way some of us think about symbols of the United States. The artist, Jimi Hendrix. The song, well, check us out on Insta to find out. Now to the news, fresh off that press, let's get things kicking off in Lebanon, where the president's term has ended and he has stepped down. And really, this is just going to make things worse in Lebanon. Sadly, granted, he didn't resign early or quit or anything like that, wasn't removed from office. It's just the end of the presidential term. But the government was already running with a caretaker government from parliament because no one can come up with a solid majority or agree on a coalition to form a new government. And the country's economic crisis tragically looks to get worse as political instability continues to increase. Eyes open on Lebanon, people. Now let's check out Brazil, where today for me, Sunday, and yesterday for you, Brazil's having their presidential election right now, my friends. Between incumbent President Bolsonaro, a.k.a. hater of unicorns and rainbows, and between former President Lula, a.k.a. arrested, convicted of corruption, and later released and cleared of charges. Damn, anytime I think we have some shitty elections, it just takes me a second to look around the world and say, yep, we're kinda lucky. And there's so much at stake for this Brazilian election. People eyes wide open on Brazil. Now let's scoot away, and yes, I said scoot away, from bad election news into some amazing parliamentary gender politics going on in New Zealand. And of course it's New Zealand. You knew it was New Zealand before I said it was New Zealand. It's New Zealand. Because one of just a few, less than 10 countries in the world, New Zealand has just become a country with a majority national legislature, a parliament, who are women. And goodness, I love this. You see, the other countries that have similar statistics, majority female legislatures, like Rwanda, Nicaragua, Cuba, the UAE, none of those legislatures really have any kind of power. They're in authoritarian countries. But New Zealand, a democracy with a female prime minister and now a female majority parliament, I dig this so much. Congrats, New Zealand, for moving forward and outthinking the rest of us and being a beacon of hope that we all need. And another beacon of hope out there for all of you lovers of the green. And no, not the Green Party or the greenery as in trees, unless you're talking about smoking those trees, because Germany just announced they're going to legalize weed for recreational use. Way to go, Germany! A few things right here. This article that I found it on, in particular, this article. They say, legalize for adults recreational use. Like I was thinking that they were going to legalize it for kids. Come on, did you really have to specify adults recreational use? And then secondly, they say that the government is going to decriminalize possession up to 30 grams. And then they put in parentheses, about 1 ounce. And I was like, this is like someone who doesn't know. They ask a friend who does smoke, and they ask him, hey, how much is 30 grams? And their friend says, oh, it's about 1 ounce. And it's like, well, if you're wondering, just so you know, 1 ounce is actually 28 grams. So really, it'd be more accurate to report this as 1 ounce and a short eighth. But hey, who's weighing? Well, someone who is weighing drugs out there, that'd be Hong Kong customs agents who took, captured, seized, however you want to say it, but they found $140 million worth of methamphetamines and their largest meth bust ever. Now check it. This actually wasn't weighed because it is in liquid form. They hid this shit in the form of coconut water bottles. 1,800 coconut water bottles. And the ship it was on came from Mexico to Hong Kong and was going to Australia. And it's the second shipment in that line of destinations in the past 2 weeks that they found meth on. Shit's going down, people. Talk about supply chain issues. My ass, if people can get their drugs around the world, well, you already know where we're going with that. Like I said last week, an episode on drugs and politics is coming your way. And a last piece of news to send you on your way for the day. And tell me, what does Taiwan and South Africa have in common? You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They got pride. This weekend, thousands upon thousands of people in both countries took to the street for pride parades. And in South Africa, it was the first time they were able to do so since before COVID. And in Taiwan, it was over 120,000 people went out and celebrate. I love this. There's so much messiness in the world right now. We all need to take a little time and celebrate life, celebrate ourselves and each other. And to Taiwan and South Africa, happy Pride. And that's a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Don't forget to check out our election music pick of the day on Insta. And Friday's blog post is up on lofipolisci.com. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Pickering, signing off.